Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So you are able to view my screen, right?
Right.
Okay. So if else statement. So actually I am using a trial version regarding Zoom. So in trial version, it is only 40 minutes. Okay. After 40 minutes, it is going to disconnect. No problem. Again, I can create and I'm going to send like this. Okay, fine. So now here, if statement, if else statement, and next we are having if else, if else.
అమ్మ చేసుకున్నాం.
Okay, so next switch statement. So totally we are having 4 conditional statements. Okay, so here the first one is if statement, code to be executed, code to be executed if the specified condition is true. So code to be executed if the specified condition is true. So syntax. So syntax means set of rules. First you are going to have a condition here. And here some code to be executed. So some statement. Okay. So in this case, we are bothering about only if the condition is what? True. So now just another program, Control C, Control V. So if statement. Okay. So here variable x equal to what? 10. Now I am writing the condition. If x double equal to 10. So obviously, so this is 10, here also 10, and we are using double equal to. So whatever it may be, now the result is what? True. So now we can expect, okay. Yeah, so please turn off your microphones. Okay, so we are getting some background noise. Please turn off your microphones. Okay, so document dot write. Just I'm going to display here something. So whatever we are writing inside, directly it will display. So x value is what? 10. So I think it is 16. Okay, now the x value is what? 10. Okay, so this is the way we can work with what? Condition. Okay, so before going to another example, if else and everything, so we need to discuss about, okay, pop-up boxes. Okay, so totally 3 pop-up boxes are there. Okay, so step by step we will discuss. One is alert, another one is what? Confirm, and the next one is what? Prompt. Okay, so now we are going to check this. After this, we'll continue the remaining. So whatever it may be, this is called if statement. So just copy. So open with. So here we are working with pop-up boxes. First one, alert. So up to now, what we did, just we are using what? Document dot write if you want to display anything in our browser. So document dot write. So here I am writing a pop-up box, whatever the text. So even I am writing the same thing here, alert. So whatever it may be, so here click OK to process some text. It can be any text. So what is the difference here is, so if you prefer, document.write, directly it will display in our browser. If you prefer alert, it is going to display in the pop-up box. So Control S to save and just refresh. Are you getting that? Okay. So 17, JS17. Okay. So click OK to proceed. So just click on OK. It will hide. Then as usual, our document.write will be executed. Are you getting that? So right now you need to bother about only what here? Alert. If you want to display in a pop-up box. As usual, in real time, this pop-up box is very, very important, especially in creating form validations. So especially in creating form validation. So if you enter only email, only password, okay, then it is going to show those messages. Okay, please enter a valid email, please enter a relevant password, something like that. Okay, but for right now, alert means it will consist only one button. Okay, that's it. Click OK to proceed. So next we are having confirm. So both the alert and confirm all are very, very important in real time. Okay, but for right now, just we are learning the subject. What is the differences between alert and confirm is, in case of alert, only one button, that is OK. So in case of confirm, we are going to have what? Click OK or cancel to proceed. Okay, so here only one button, but here two buttons, OK or cancel. So when we are going to use this confirm means, assume that you entered all the form fields like email, password and everything. At last it will show a message. Do you want to submit the form? If you click on OK, then the data will go and store in database. If you click on cancel, it will stay in the same page. But for that we need to write the functionality. Okay. In form validations in JavaScript, the main concept is form validation. There we will discuss all this. Okay. But for right now, alert means only one button, that is OK. Okay, so confirm means we are going to have two buttons. So that's it. So any doubts in this case? Fine. So next, prompt. So prompt is like something like what? It accepts some user input. It accepts user input. Okay, so regarding prompt, at least we can have some theory. Alert means OK button, confirm means OK or cancel button. Okay, but prompt, it is used to accept user input. Especially it is going to accept in the form of string only, not number. But we will try here. Variable x equal to prompt. Here I am going to have enter any number or name. Okay, so right now name. So go and check it. OK is alert, OK or cancel is confirm, but enter any name and I got here one text field. Okay, so as per JavaScript, we can have only one text field only as per JavaScript. Okay, so if you go to jQuery, Angular, there you can have more than one fields. Complete form only you can plan. But as per JavaScript, regarding prompt, only one text field only. So now whatever we are typing here, it will go and store in X. Again, I am using what? Alert to display that X. So even document dot write x. Okay, so here let x, even I'm displaying the same thing in document.write x. So again from first refresh the page, this is let confirm, and here I am having something. So I entered Sivasoft. So Sivasoft will store in that X variable. Then I am able to display in alert. Even I displayed in my document.write. Okay. So just I am going to close this. Another example, because I said that it accepts user input in the form of string, I said. So for that, to clarify, I'm going to have another HTML file. So right click, open with, okay. So here I'm going to have variable x equal to enter any or enter x. So here variable y equal to enter y. Okay, so whatever it may be, so here x value is what? Enter x, and the y value is what? Enter y. So two separately we are planning, and as usual we are performing arithmetic operation, and I am going to display. You can display by using what? Document.write or ls, anything you can plan. Okay, so now here what is z? So x value and y value. So go and check the output. So I think our program is 18. So x value is 10, y value is 20. I entered 10, 20, but the output is what? 10, 20. Actually 10 plus 20 is 30, but I got here 10, 20. So I got here 10, 20. So because both are considering like what? Both are considering like what? String. So that is the reason instead of 30, we got what here? 10, 20. Okay, so everything is fine. Then how to convert? How to convert? Okay, parse int. So if you want to convert string to number, so convert string to, okay, so number. So 1 second, I will check. Okay, so now here convert string to number. So convert string to number. Okay, so for that we are going to use what? Parse int, capital I. So what I said here, it is going to consider like a what? A string, number. Okay, so that's the reason I want to convert into number. Parse int. So what happens? Whatever the 10 or 20, anything you are going to enter, it will convert as number. Because by default, prompt considers string. Okay, so whatever it may be, now check it here. So x value is 10, y value is 20. So 10 plus 20, how much? 30. So 10 plus 20, how much? 30. So this is the way we can convert string to number. So it is one of the built-in function. Okay, so predefined function. What is that one? Parse int. Same like that we are having parse float also. Okay, so what happens here? It is going to convert string to decimal. It is going to convert string to decimal. So what is the difference here is, suppose if the x value is what? 10, obviously x value is what? 10 only. Suppose if the x value is 10.14, for example, in case of parse int, x will be considered as what? 10 only. In case of parse int, it is not going to consider decimal values. So directly, if I give 10.14 in parse int, it is going to consider as 10 only. But in case of parse float, whatever you are going to give. So if I give 10.14, it will consider 10.14 only, exactly decimal. So just check it. Just I'm closing this. So another program. So JS 90. Open with, okay. So in this case, I am going to check first of all regarding parsing. I am giving 10.4. So if you give 10.4, it will not consider. It will consider as a 10 only. And next again 10.4. It will consider 10 only. So 10 plus 10, how much? 20. So it is not considering decimal values in case of parsing. Okay. Suppose if I use parse float. So just I'm going to comment this one. So we are going to discuss the differences between parseInt function and parse float. Only these two we are having. Now we are working with parse float. Capital F. In parseInt also capital I. Okay. So parse float. Now go and check it. I am giving 10.4, 10.4. Now, one second, any problem? Oh, shit, sorry. I think even previously also we checked the wrong program. One second, but it's correct only. Okay, no problem. So it is 19th example. So previously also we checked the wrong program, but no problem. So output is okay. So now parseInt first. ParseInt means it will not consider decimal. Okay. So X value 10.4, 10.4, we will get 20 only. Okay, because parseInt is there. Now again, comment it. So just refresh. Now 10.4, 10.4. Now the result is what? 20.8. Okay, so that is the differences between parseInt and parse float. Okay, so whatever it may be, you got some clarification about alert, confirm, prompt. So alert means click OK to proceed. Only one button you are going to have. So regarding confirm, you will be having two buttons. Alert and confirm. Best real-time example is always form validation. Okay. So coming to prompt, it accepts user input. So you can type number, string, whatever. But by default, prompt considers always string. Okay, if you want to convert into number, we are going to use parseInt. If you want to convert into string, decimal. Okay. Regarding confirm, one more example regarding confirm. So JS 20. So right click, open with. So regarding confirm, one more example here, just to recognize the button. So recognize the button in the sense, for example, if I write confirm, click OK or cancel. Okay, so we don't know. Okay, not this one. Sorry, again, our program is 20. Okay, so we don't know, right? User will click on OK button or cancel button. So how to recognize? So first of all, check it. What is the result in case of X? So just I'm going to use document dot write X. Now go and check it. If I click on OK, the result is what? True. That means we are getting Boolean. Boolean means true or false. If I click on cancel, false. Okay. So we understood that X value is what? true or false. So it is Boolean, it is not string. Okay, so that we can recognize. So we should not write any quotations for true or false. Suppose if X value is what? True. True means OK button. So if user clicks on OK button, I am going to display the message by using alert or document.write anything. So here I am going to display the message you clicked on. So which button? OK button. So here else part also we are discussing. Okay. Otherwise, cancel button. So fine. So go and check the output. So if I click on OK, you clicked on OK button. If I click on cancel, you clicked on cancel button. So we are recognizing the button click based on what? True or false. Okay. So if this condition is true, it will execute this one. If the condition is false, it comes here. Okay. So regarding if else, so almost the same syntax, but the difference is code to be executed if the specified condition is true or false. So in this case, code to be executed if the condition is true. Otherwise, it goes to else. So code to be executed if the condition is false. Okay, fine. So today up to here it's enough. So tomorrow we'll continue. Okay.